Hello, everyone.
Hello.
What's funny?
Eu tava de chapéu agora há pouco. Eu tava na
Oh,
aula, daí eu tirei o chapéu.
don't worry. You look fine. You are very talented. Okay. You have a nice tan. Are you going to the beach every day?
Every day.
Ah, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Ui, minha cabelo.
It looks fine. Come on. Don't worry. Okay. Hello, Mario. Hello, Bruna. Bruna, is this your first class here? Erika, hello.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm very well. How about you?
Fine, thanks.
Good, good. Have you seen the tan of Marcia? She's going to the beach every day now.
Yes, you are
Wow.
Marcia.
Yes.
Very tan.
Yes. Yes. Today I
I'm
walked
very
about.
white.
Today I also went out for a walk. There is no beach here, so I just went out for a walk. But I walked about 6K, so that's a good walk in the sun, okay?
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Do you wear mask?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Yes, all the time?
Yes, on the streets, yes. Inside of my house, no, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I go outside, yes. And if I have to take a public transportation, I need to wear a mask and gloves, plastic gloves.
Gloves?
Okay? Yes.
It's an obligation? Gloves?
It's a
or
strong
recommendation?
It's a strong recommendation, okay? It is not mandatory, understand? But the problem is you have to hold in the bars, okay? You have to touch a lot of things where people touch. So it's highly recommended to wear the gloves. And of course, they have the sanitizers at the entrance, at the exit, okay, of everywhere, okay?
Okay.
Good, good, good. So today we are going to discuss the major differences between American English and British English, okay? When we think about American English and British English, many people think the only difference is the pronunciation. Like Marcia says, either, neither. I myself say either, neither. But that's not only that. You also have a lot of different vocabulary words, okay? Have you ever had a chance to talk to a Portuguese from Portugal?
Yes.
Yes, it's practically the same. They have so many different words that we also have in Brazil, but with a different meaning.
Yes.
My son,
it's difficult to understand.
To be honest with you, I think it's harder for me to understand the Portuguese people from Portugal talking to themselves than to understand British people. Understand?
Yes.
They speak really fast, and the kind of intonation they use is whoops. And they understand us because they watch a lot of soap operas from Brazil. Understand?
Oh, yes.
Globo shows all the soap operas in Portugal. So they are familiar with our pronunciation, with our accent, but we are not familiar with theirs. Okay?
Yes.
Once I remember, my son had a friend who was Portuguese, and he came to spend some time in my house. And the first day, I think he slept there. The next morning, our secretary just picked up all the clothes to wash them. And he was looking for his t-shirt, okay? And he went to our secretary and asked her, "Where is my camisola?" And she said, "What? My camisola." And she said, "I don't know where it is, but if I catch you wearing a camisola in this house, I'm going to spank you." Understand? No way you are going to wear a camisola here, okay? And he was, what? Because he was talking about his t-shirt, but they say camisola, okay? So that's another word in Portuguese, okay?
Yes.
So let me share my screen and we can start discussing not only about the different words, but also different spelling, different pronunciation. So you'll be comfortable if you ever decide either to go to England or Malta or Ireland, okay? So yesterday, I think we just saw this first part. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you have any problem about this? Like anti or anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, autumn or fall? Of course, in the United States, the Americans, they tend to pronounce the letter T like R, like they say pretty, little. In England and probably Malta too, they pronounce it like a T, like pretty, little. Yes, Marcia? Can you confirm that or no?
I think so.
Yes, they say like a little pretty city. Yes? In the United States, they would certainly say a little pretty city, not little pretty city. Okay, all the T's are pronounced like R's. Little pretty city. Okay? It's different, but once you get familiar, you can understand both. Okay? So, here we have barrister in England and attorney in the United States. Let me see. Juliana, hello, Juliana. Are you all right?
Hello, all right. Yes, teacher.
How are you? Good?
Good, fine.
Yeah, good to see you here. Okay, Mario is always silent. Okay, so let's go on. Let's continue. Let's go to the next page. I think we stopped here yesterday. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so where you live, is there anyone from Rio de Janeiro in this class, or everyone is from São Paulo or south of Brazil? Juliana, where are you from?
I live in Brasilia, but I was born in Rio de Janeiro.
Excellent, excellent. So usually, do you say biscoito or you say bolacha?
Biscoito.
Yes? Okay, because they also have this difference between England and the United States, okay? Like between Rio and Sao Paulo. In England, they say biscuit, okay? But in the United States, they say cookie, okay? It's a little difference between American English and British English. What about the front part of the car, which covers the engine of the car? How do they say it in England? How do they say it in the United States, Marcia? Can you read that for us? Is it possible to see or no? Or I need to enlarge for you?
Bom. Ai, não dá pra ler.
No?
Bom que é.
Let me see if it's possible to make it bigger. Can you see it now?
Bonnet wood.
Okay, bonnet, that's in England and Malta too. But in the United States, you say hood.
A hood.
Hood, like Robin Hood.
A hood.
You know, like when it's very cold, you have a jacket with a hood. It's the same name, hood. Okay? Now, what about the back part of the car, Erica? How do they say it in England and in the United States?
In England, boot. In United States, trunk.
Trunk, yes. So if you want to change your tire, in England, you have to open the boot. In the United States, you open the trunk to get the spare tire, okay? And boot in the United States also means like boot, when you are wearing boots, not shoes, okay? But then we use it in the plural, boots, okay? When we say boot, only boot refers to the back part of the car. Another difference, Juliana, it has to do with taxi, okay? Taxi is used in England. How do they call it in the USA?
Cab.
Very good. And also say cab driver. If you ask an American, like, what do you do? Maybe he or she, because it's possible to be a woman, is going to say, I'm a cabbie, okay? That means the taxi driver. In England, they say taxi driver. In the United States, I'm a cabbie or a cab driver, okay? Now, Marcia, what about the parking lot that is called in the United States? How do they call it in England and also? Car park, yes. Okay, I think in Malta is the same. It's a car park, okay? And now comes the big difference between the USA and England. Erika, can you read that?
In England, ships. In USA, fries.
Yes, but it's not ships, but chips.
Chips.
Yes, ship is like, you know, that big ship, the Titanic.
Okay.
That's a ship. Here, because of the CH, you pronounce chips.
Chips.
Okay. And I told you yesterday, like in the United States, you say French fries. Why don't they say French fries? Yes, Juliana, you can ask me a question.
Yes. How do you say gorjeta? It's similar to
No, that's
no
tip,
chips.
tip. Tips, tip.
Tip.
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Your microphone is not muted. So if you have a question, you don't have to raise your hand, okay? You can just ask me, all right?
All right.
Okay, be welcome to ask whatever question you might have, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so I told you yesterday, why don't they use like French fries in England and they say chips? Do you remember?
Because the rivalry with France.
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
Yes. They don't admit French words, okay? And if you ever go to France, it's funny, they don't like the English words. Even for things like hamburger, they don't like saying hamburger. They say hamburger. Understand? They pronounce with a different accent, not to pronounce like the British people. Even at McDonald's, understand? So in England, they call it chips. As I said, it's very common to find a lot of fish and chips, okay? Instead of hamburgers and fries, you have fish and chips. They usually serve in a newspaper or a paper cone with some fried pieces of fish and another cone with chips. And you just sit on a park or eat on the streets, okay? It's like fast food, fish and chips, typically British. Now, yes? Hello, Alan, how are you?
Yes, how are you? I'm fine. And you? Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. Better late than never.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay, today's class is about differences between American English and British English in terms of words, in terms of pronunciation, in terms of spelling, okay? So,
okay.
Marcia, when it's time to cook, you also have a difference. How do you call the place where you cook?
Cooker, stove.
Yes. In the United States, you say stove. In England, they say cooker. Cooker, okay? Okay, there, you see, you are not so late, Alan. There is one here who is later than you.
Repeat again, please.
You said, I'm sorry I'm late. You're not so late. There is another
Sorry.
girl, another
Okay.
girl just coming in now, okay?
Okay, okay.
It's because she is coming all the way from Belo Horizonte. That's very far away. Hey, Marcel.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. How are you? Good?
I'm okay. I'm good. Thanks,
All
and
right.
you?
I'm perfect, okay?
Okay.
Excellent. Now, there comes the second difference in relation to potatoes. What we call chips, like potato chips in the United States is French fries in England, understand? And in England, the French fries, they call it Crispies. Okay, so Ruffles, you know, Ruffles that are sold in packets, like in bags. In England, you look for Crispies, okay? They don't call it chips.
Crispies.
Crispies, okay?
Crispies.
Yes.
Crips.
Yeah, Crispies, okay? And in the United States, you say potato chips, okay? Good. And we also, I think we also saw this last one yesterday. Curtains is used in England, in Malta, right? And in the United States, they prefer to say drapes, or you can also use curtains, okay? But I myself say drapes. Well, I think that's about it. That's what we saw yesterday. So today we are going to see new words. Okay. Do you guys have any idea of what you call that thing you give to babies when babies don't stop crying? What is the name of that, Marcia?
Dummy for baby.
And in the United States?
Pacifier.
Pacifier.
A pacifier.
Yes.
Pacifier.
Okay. Pacifier. Yes. In England, dummy for baby. Dummy for baby.
Dummy for baby.
Yeah, I don't like that name, but that's how they call it in England. I prefer pacifier because you give it to the baby and it pacifies the baby. The baby calms down, okay? It becomes pacific, okay? Now, this is not very common nowadays, but it used to be very common when I lived in the United States. Overalls, okay? But overalls is the name in the United States. Can you see how they call it in England, Alan?
Repeat again, please.
Overalls. Can you see the middle picture?
Okay.
Overalls.
Overall,
It's
dungarees.
Okay?
Dungarees.
Yes. But I don't know if that is an important word. Do you wear something like this?
No.
Do you, Marcia?
No.
Erica?
No, teacher.
Marcela?
No.
I don't either. So maybe, you see, I would suggest memorizing what is important, like French fries, chips, okay? That's important to learn. But overalls, a pacifier, only if you are a baby, understand? Or if you have a baby to pacify. Otherwise, no, okay? Good. Erika, how about the next two words? How do you pronounce them?
In English, dustman. In USA, garbage collector.
Okay, garbage collector. and dustman. This photograph, I don't think is very good, because the impression you have is that a person that works in your house. That's not it. We are talking about the people that clean the streets, understand? That work on the streets for the city hall. In England, they say the dust man or the dust person, because dust man can be a woman. So you're not going to say, hello, Mr. Dust man, if it's a woman. So you can also say dust person. In the United States, the name is more generic. They call it garbage collector. Okay? Garbage collector. Okay?
Garbage collector.
Yes. Okay, so they clean the streets and they put everything in the garbage. Okay?
There's only a clean street, only clean home.
No, that's a good question, Alan. They clean the streets. That's why I said this picture is no good. Understand?
Only clean street.
Yes. In the house is a housemaid. Housemaid, yes. Or if you don't have a housemaid, can be a housewife or a housekeeper, okay? Or you can call, I don't know, your girlfriend, your wife, understand? And she can help you clean the house, okay? Now, here there is an interesting word. In the United States, we don't use the word film, like I'm going to see a film. We say movie, okay? Like, where are you going? I'm going to the movies. I saw a very good movie last night. In the United States, the word film exists, but today it's not very common. Nowadays, everybody uses a cell phone to take pictures, but some time ago, I had a camera where it was necessary to put a film to take pictures, you know, like with 12 exposures, 24 exposures, or 36 exposures. Today, nobody understands about this. Everybody here is very young, okay, except the teacher. The teacher is very old, okay? I remember that I had a camera, and every time I traveled, I needed to buy many rolls of films, okay? So in the United States, you say movie. In England, you say film, okay?
Okay.
All right? Understand this, Marcel?
United States, two abilities. Film or movie.
Yes, but film is like when they are making a movie, they are filming it, understand? The movie, you call it a movie, all right? The word exists, but the idea is different, okay? Okay, Alan? Now, another big difference. In Brazil, what do we mean by the word flat? We use this in Brazil. What is a flat in Brazil? There was a time I lived in São Paulo for some time, and I lived in a flat in Jardins, okay? So what is the flat in Brazil?
It is an apartment with some services.
Yes, it's a kind of a hotel, but you do have the services, the cleaning services. You always have like a small kitchen where you can prepare something, understand? You have a living room, a bathroom, and a bedroom. At least in my flat in São Paulo, that's what I had. But in the United States, the word flat is not commonly used. They say apartment. But in England, you will never say, I live in an apartment. I live in a flat. Flat. That's the word they use it in England. And it's not a hotel with some services. It's just an apartment. Okay, so I'm looking for a flat to rent, okay? Not an apartment. If you say apartment, they might say, what? It's not common, okay?
Okay.
What about the other? Can you see the other drawing, okay? How do they say it, Erica, in England and in the United States?
In England, flyover. In United States, overpass.
Yes. It is not a bridge. Don't confuse with a bridge, okay? A bridge is a bridge in England or in the United States. An overpass is just like a street that goes over a highway or a pedestrian street. Is an overpass. But in England, they call it flyover. I don't know why flyover, because you're not going to fly, you walk over, but they say flyover, all right?
Yes.
Okay? Now, here we have a big problem for Brazilians. Brazilians go to the United States and they say, oh, I love to play football. Yes, but football in the United States is not the football that we play in Brazil. Football is the American football. Understand? You have to be as big as your teacher. I played football, not soccer. I have never played soccer. I'm not good at soccer. But if you say soccer in England, they say, what? Because in England, they say football. That's where football was invented. I don't know why the Americans decided to carry the ball instead of kicking the ball, understand? And they changed the name. It should be like handball because they carry the ball in their hands. And American football is different of the Australian, South African, or even New Zealand rugby. Okay, rugby is another sport. American football is played in the United States. So in the United States, anywhere you go and you say football, they think American football. If what you like is soccer, you have to say soccer. Okay?
Okay.
Good. What about the other two, Marcia? Can you read for me with the beautiful flowers?
Garden, yard.
Yes. This is interesting because in Brazil, teachers always mention that the part in your house where you have flowers, where you have the grass, is called garden. That's the English name. It is English name. That means use it in England. It's not in the United States. In the United States, if you say, I have a garden in my house, it's not with flowers, it's with fruit, with vegetables. Understand? That's a garden where you plant fruit and vegetables. If you plant flowers, if you plant only grass, the name is yard. And you can have a front yard and a backyard. Understand? So in the United States, it's always yard. It's very difficult. Like if you ask an American, do you have a garden in your house? Maybe he's gonna say, no, I buy everything at the supermarket. And then you're going to get confused, understand? Because you're asking if he plants fruits or vegetables, understand? Because a garden is a place to plant fruits and vegetables and not to plant flowers, okay? Now there's an important one for our trash chic lady from Belo Horizonte. So Marcela, how do you call these? Because I'm sure when you go out with your Louis Vuitton, okay, would you say purse or handbag? What do you think they would use in Malta? If you want to get an Hermes or a Louis Vuitton, okay? Would you ask for a handbag or a purse in Malta or in England?
Handbag.
Yes. Right, Marcia? That's what they use there in Malta? Your handbag? Or they say,
I think
you don't know?
I don't know.
You don't have a handbag?
I have. Yes.
Or you have, probably now you have a beach bag, huh? Because you're going to the beach every day.
What is this? A bag.
Do you carry it in your back?
Yes.
That's a backpack.
Backpack.
Back, pack.
Bag.
Backpack, okay?
Oh.
A handbag, okay? Probably Marcela puts here and walks like this, okay? That's a handbag, right, Marcela?
No, teacher. Yes.
Oh, you are so chic. Come on, okay?
I'm not.
I'm not. Okay, so if you were going to the United States, it would be necessary to learn the word purse. But in England or Malta, you can say handbag, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on. Other differences. Okay, in the United States, we always say to go on vacation, right? Like Marcia is on a long vacation, long forced vacation in Malta.
Expensive too.
Yes.
1 month more.
1 month more. Okay. So a very long and expensive vacation.
Yes.
But an English person would not say this. An English person would say a long and expensive holidays.
Holiday.
Yes. And in the United States, holiday is only 1 day off. When we celebrate, for example, Christmas is a national holiday. New Year's is a national holiday. But in England, they say, I'm going on holidays. They use it in the plural to say vacation. They don't use the word vacation.
In England, holiday, many days, 1 month.
Yeah.
One day in England, holidays.
No, holidays in the plural is when you have your vacation. If it's only 1 day, it's a national holiday or a bank holiday.
Bank holiday.
Yes, like for example, tomorrow I'm not going to work because it's a bank holiday here in Italy, okay? All right? So if the banks don't open, it's a holiday. That's why they say it's, in Brazil we say a Catholic holiday, okay? But in Europe, yes?
Sorry, in Malta, I listen to public holiday.
Yes, a public holiday. Yes, that's also possible. A public holiday, a national holiday, a bank holiday. That means 1 day.
Okay.
But when you say, I'm going on holidays in the plural, it means vacation. And the Americans never say holidays. Okay, they say vacation, right?
In American, only holiday, 1 day.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Or vacation, many days.
Yes, when you have like a vacation from work, okay?
Vacation for, in Brazil, for example, vacation for 30 days.
Yes, but there is a big difference between Brazil and the United States. In the United States, usually your vacation is 1 week per year.
1 week per year.
Yes, if your
Thanks a lot
company,
for Brazil.
yes, yeah, if your company is very good, 10 days, okay, per year. I have many friends, Alan, in the United States that work 3 years non-stop. So they accumulate vacations and they can go travel for 1 month, but they need to work like 3 years non-stop.
Wow.
Okay. The only place in the world that I can think of whose vacation is 30 days is in Brazil.
Wow.
In China, there is one
How
holiday
is the
period.
vacation in Italy?
I never had a vacation here, so I don't know.
Oh, I know other people, teacher.
I only work every day. Okay.
But you like it.
Domani, I'm going to ask. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Tomorrow I will ask around. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Because in my case, I work every day. If I don't work, I don't receive. So I work every day, understand?
Okay.
But I'm going to ask the people that I work with inside of companies, how long is their vacation here?
Okay, thank you, teacher.
No problem. Now, the next word that is also different between the United States and England is jelly and jello. Okay? In England, they say jelly. And jelly is that one that you touch, it moves. That's a jelly or a jello. That one that we put in the bread or in the toast is a jam. In England, they call jam, J-A-M, jam. In England, they call it marmalade. In Malta too, marmalade. Okay? Remember, there was a song.
Repeat in okay.
In England, remember, there was a song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Remember the song, Aula? Lucy in the sky with diamonds. There was a part will say, marmalade skies, marmalade, okay? But in the United States, they say jam, like strawberry jam, peach jam, apple jam, okay? But jello is different. I don't like jello. I don't know. Do you like jello, Marcia, or jelly?
Oh, I made.
Really? Really?
I ate today.
Oh, that's interesting.
Strawberry.
I don't know what happens.
That
My
is
wife,
very good.
I don't know. I don't
Better
know.
for diet.
I don't need a diet. I'm always in shape. Okay, see, I'm in shape of a barrel. So
In my home, every day, jelly.
Oh, you see?
Yes,
Marcia made jelly. That's true. Strawberry jelly.
very good.
I don't eat. I think I have a lot of jelly inside of me. I don't need to eat more, okay? Marcia, you made that? Strawberry jelly?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Okay. One thing interesting, in England, if you ever go to a hotel and then they give you the key and they will say, well, the lift is on the right. The lift. They don't use the word elevator.
Elevator.
Yes. In the United States, we say elevator. And in England, they say lift. Okay? So I remember that I got confused the first time I was in London because the guy told me the lift is on the right. And in the United States, a lift is when you ask a friend, like, can you give me a lift? Okay? Like I work in the same company of Marcia, but I don't have a car. Marcia has a car. Then I can ask her, Marcia, can you give me a lift home? Okay, or can you give me a ride? It's the same of a ride. But in England, they use it for the elevator, so I got confused, okay? Okay, that's another big difference. Truck. Everybody knows the word truck. Like we see in movies, the guy's a truck driver, okay? But If you are in England, they don't use the word truck. They use the word lorry. Lorry. And they even say, I'm a lorry driver. Lorry.
It's
Okay?
different.
Completely different. In Malta, they also say lorry. Okay?
Turkey,
No,
Turkey is, I think, more beautiful. Turkey. I prefer
Yeah.
Turkey.
I grew up in the United States, so I also prefer truck.
For
Okay?
Turkey. Because
Yeah,
you
lorry.
remember food truck. Don't Turkey's there.
Yeah, but that's an American invention. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, if they had invented that in England, they would call it a food lorry.
Food lorry.
Okay, now there is something interesting here. In England, when you call somebody mad, like he's a madman, it means he's mentally insane. In the United States, you say crazy or insane. Mad is when you're nervous, okay? Like in the United States, like I'm so mad at my wife. I told her I didn't want jelly for dinner, but she made jelly for dinner, okay? So I'm mad in the United States. But if you say that in England, I'm mad, they will take you to a mental hospital, okay? Because they'll think you're crazy, you're insane, right?
Right.
The next word, you see the word is practically the same. What is the difference here? This spelling, observe, marvelous, marvelous. You have double L and just one L, but it's the same word. It's just the spelling that is different, okay? And here we have some interesting words. Motorbike is used in England, motorbike. Bike, only bike is a pedal. You know, you pedal. Motorbike is boom, boom. In the United States, motorcycle. Now, another difference, we have motorway and highway. Okay? Motorway in England, highway in the United States. The next one we have nappy, nappy for a baby. You know, like when you have to change the nappy of the baby because it's smelling bad. In the United States, you call it diaper. Diaper. Okay? Marcela, that's an important word. Okay?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe one day you have to change the nappy of the baby, understand?
Teacher, a long time.
Yeah. You know that in English, they have the same expression we have in Brazil. When you say knock, 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 knock 3 times on the wood, teacher. Knock 3 times on the wood. The same expression, same meaning, same idea. Like, hey, knock 3 times on the wood. I don't want to listen about babies now, okay?
Okay.
All right. Another difference here. We have number plate in England. In the United States, you say license plate. We see these in movies. Many times they ask the police, did you write down the license plate or the number plate? Yes, Aula.
Only plate of car? Or
Only cars.
Only cars.
Yes. Like, what is your license plate? Your plate number, okay? That is in England, okay?
And it's correct speak street plate, for example, no?
No, those are street signs.
Okay. Okay.
Sign, S-I-G-N. Street sign, okay? Or traffic sign, okay? Like stop, yield, pedestrian crossing, those are street signs or traffic signs. Okay, this is another big difference. In England, in Malta, in Ireland, in Scotland, they use the word petrol. I need to get some petrol for my car. Okay? In the United States, nobody uses petrol. You say gas or gasoline, but the short form is gas. Okay, like we need to stop to get some gas. In England or in Malta or in Ireland, we need to stop to get some petrol. Okay? That's a different word. And 3 more. And here comes probably the most important one. In England, they say post. In the United States, you say mail.
Mail.
In England, you say pub. In Europe, too. There are many pubs, but in Europe, it's a mix. You have pubs, you have bars, okay? But in the United States, you say a bar, okay? And the most important, in my opinion, in England, in Ireland, in Scotland, in Northern Ireland, in Wales, you say toilet, toilet. And it's interesting because toilet in the United States, it refers to the throne where you sit down, understand? So I grew up, as I said, I grew up in the United States, and it's very vulgar to say, excuse me, where's the toilet? It's like if you ask in Brazil, onde é a privada? Nobody talks like this. I think it's vulgar, right? So in the United States, they don't use the word toilet. What they use in the United States, restroom. It's a very strange name, restroom, because rest means descansar. Room means uma sala. So restroom, uma sala de descanso. But you don't go there to rest. You go there to do other things. So I remember the first time I was in London, I had a serious problem with this because I was in a pub having some drinks with my wife and I needed to go to the restroom. So I looked for the signs, restroom, restroom. I couldn't find the signs. So I called the girl, the waitress, and I asked her very nicely, excuse me, where's your restroom? And she said, beg your pardon? Your restroom. And she, oh, you can use it there. And she showed me to a sofa. You know, a sofa? And I told her, uh-oh, I think you don't understand me. I need a restroom. Yeah, use it there. I told her, ma'am, please pay attention to me. I need to pee. If I pee on your sofa, you're gonna call the police. I need to pee, please. And she said, oh, you wanna go to the toilet? I said, oh, whatever, toilet. Okay, where's the toilet? Downstairs. And I almost didn't have time to get to the toilet, okay? And this is very interesting because they have very crazy names for toilet. In England, it's toilet. Anywhere you go, toilet. But for instance, in South Africa, they call it facility. In Australia, they call it loo. Where's the loo? Loo, L-O-O. So, go figure, understand? Toilet, in all English-speaking words that were colonized by England, they understand. But in certain areas, they have different names. You can even say, in the United States, where's the John? John, like John Wayne, John. And they understand you want to go to the toilet or the restroom. But if you are anywhere in Canada or in the United States, and you need to go to the toilet, don't ask for toilet, ask for the restroom. In an airport, public transportation, train station, restaurant, whatever, okay? And We finished the time, Jesus. And then you have here, I just want to talk about PJs, like only different spelling, pajamas, okay? You observe that in the United States it's PA, in England is PY. But I want to talk about the next one. That's an important one. When you are waiting for the bus, or nowadays because of the COVID-19, everywhere I go, I have to wait. I don't know about Malta, but if I want to go inside of a store, there is a capacity for only 3 people or 4 people. So there is a line outside and you have to stand in line. But that's in the United States, they say line. In England, they don't say line, they say queue. Queue.
Q.
Yes, it's very strange. Like the bus stops and the driver says, queue here, queue. And I thought, queue, pay, okay, right? Yeah, in the United States, to kill is to kill someone, but they say queue, okay? And you can even see signs, queue here, keeping social distancing, okay? And railway, railroad, that's almost the same. Well, you do have one more interesting word, and then I'm going to stop because I have to give another class. And this one is important, really important. So pay attention. I remember about 100 years ago when I studied English, my English teacher in Brazil told me that the name of an eraser was rubber, like in England. And I memorized that. So I was in the United States in a calculus class, and I was doing some calculus, and I made a mistake. And I realized I didn't have a rubber. So I saw a girl sitting about 1 meter away from me, and she had a big rubber on her desk. So how stupid, how silly of me. I asked her, excuse me, and I did like this with my hands. Do you have a rubber? And the girl blushed completely. And I, what's the matter? Maybe she didn't understand. And I was, let me try again. Excuse me, a rubber? And I would go with the hand like this. And the girl, she wanted to hide herself. And I thought, never mind. I scratched everything and I did it again. Later, I asked a friend of mine from Mexico, Carlos, why something strange happened? I asked the girl for a rubber. He said, you asked a girl for a rubber? I said, yes. What for? He said, to erase something. But that's an eraser. I said, no, I was told it's a rubber. No, it's an eraser. I said, what is a rubber? You asked a girl for a rubber in the classroom. I said, yeah, you are loco. I said, why? A rubber in the United States is a condom that you use to have sex, safe sex. So can you imagine the situation? I asked a girl in a loud voice in the middle of a calculus class if she had a rubber. She never talked to me again, never. Understand? So in the United States, you say rubber, na. You say eraser. In England, you say rubber. What if you need a condom in England? You're not going to believe the name. Does anybody here know what's the name of a condom that you use to have safe sex in England? In England, in Europe, Durex.
Durex.
Oh, Durex. Oh.
Yes, that's the biggest producer in England and Europe, okay? And Durex in Brazil is that adhesive tape, but that's how they call it. In Italia too, okay, Miss Erica?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Yes.
I will take notes.
Yes, everywhere in Europe, it's like the big one of, I don't know now, I don't live in Brazil anymore, so I don't use these, I don't know about these, but I remember in Brazil, the famous brand was John Tex, and then people associated the brand with the name, and here's Durex, okay? So every drugstore, every supermarket you go, you can find there Durex, okay? Okay, you guys finish reading this. Tomorrow, if you have any question, we can discuss. And tomorrow, we are going to see a new lesson. And I just want to talk about some differences in pronunciation, not concerning either or either, neither and neither, but other differences, okay? Thank you very much for watching my class. What?
When I said, I remember you, 10x.
Ah, tem X aí? That was good, huh? Yes. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching my class. See you tomorrow at the same time, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye, Marcel. She left. She was quiet today. Bye-bye.
Bye.